Forget about spell casting and use your wand as an orbital cannon to strike your foes with meaty bolts of sparks and concussion. Welcome, future archmages, to the Wand Weaver build spotlight. Forget complicated combos, this starting wizard build is all about the raw chaotic power of early game wands. Thanks to the bounce passive, your power attacks chain between enemies like living lightning, and with blast, you'll be stunning entire groups before they even know what hit them. Alright, here's the deal. The Wand Weaver unlocks its core power at level 5, which is beneficially early. And aiming? Forget about it. Wands in Avowed are innately homing so long as they're in the mid-range distance, so you'll be landing reliable damage on everything within range without needing pinpoint accuracy. Plus, let's be honest, watching those bolts bounce between enemies, triggering shock explosions and setting up flashy special attacks, it looks absolutely epic. This build is a monster against groups, offering potent AoE right out of the gate. Now for the downside, fighting in water can backfire as your shock effects can potentially harm yourself. Also, there's a skill ceiling in terms of learning to manage your stamina for power attacks, since the last thing you'd want is having the need to dodge, but find yourself short of stamina. There's also a need to learn performing a quick charge for your power attacks for safety and resource efficiency, since fully charging isn't really always necessary. The combat loop, while extremely potent, can become repetitive, so expanding the build is quite recommended for long-term engagement. Also, the build primarily relies on bouncing projectiles between enemies and spreading shock status, so focusing down a single, resilient target quickly can be slower initially. As a starting build, this will just cover levels 1 to 8. You want to unlock the ability tree with Tanglefoot. It's your main control spell to keep mobile targets in place while you apply shock. You pretty much want to max blast and bounce as soon as possible. They are the bread and butter of this build. Then Wand Mastery coming in as a second priority to ramp up your damage output. Barbaric Shout at one point is a must. You don't need the other upgrades, in fact they're detrimental, so just take 1 point, unlock it and use it for tougher combat scenarios. The good thing about this build is it primarily needs one key item to fully function, and that is Minoleta's Conduit. You can purchase it at Emerald Stair for a few thousand skates. The Detonating Missiles enchantment on this wand further enhances the build's AoE potential and can contribute to more frequent shock effects. Get it to exceptional quality as soon as you acquire it, or if you'd prefer a potentially more rewarding approach, get a generic wand to exceptional quality before exploring and hunting unique gear. This ensures that all unique items you will find and buy will scale to exceptional quality, but be prepared to buy Minoleta's Conduit at a much higher price because of this. You'd also want to grab Arcanist's Gambison to further strengthen your AoE prowess and the War Mage Gloves. After that, you're all set for this starter build. You'd want Perception to increase your range, and while the critical chance is great, it's completely unnecessary for the starting build since we're focused on slower charged attacks, and that defeats the purpose of critical since you'd want to hit more often with it. If you're comfortable with fighting in a closer range, then feel free to prioritize Might instead for increased damage. Resolve will always be the secondary attribute for a better stamina pool and more power attacks. Anything else is personal preference. I personally stop putting points into an attribute when the effect starts to diminish. While I personally haven't swapped weapons much with this build due to how ridiculously potent it is, there's always a lot of potential for an offhand weapon, but it will depend on how you want to expand this build. The rule of thumb is to choose a weapon that's not melee. The best melee you can get is the spear, but anything closer than that is detrimental since the build is incredibly squishy. Combat rotation for this build is quite simple. Identify your high priority target and focus on that. Use Barbaric Shout against tougher enemies, and use Tanglefoot to immobilize mobile targets. Perform a power attack, don't charge it fully for optimal tempo and stamina management. Then look for stunned enemies and use special attacks to finish them off. Rinse and repeat. That pretty much covers this starting build, the Wand Weaver, which serves as a fundamental core for the Wizard class. I suggest watching this compilation of highlights showcasing the power of the build. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me to improve and create more videos for you to enjoy. This has been Gamer After Shift, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.